Hey everybody, what's going on? It's G1 himself getting ready to check out today's action matches between Troy Herring. The Red Herring returns to take on all and anybody as he takes on first-time streamer Hector Olivas. Now I could be butchering his last name. I guess I should ask him that, but I've just been finishing a couple things up. He does a race of 15 8-ball 9-ball combo. I need to delete the scores from last night and set them to zeros. Hope everybody's enjoying their mid-afternoon. We're going to have another match step into the garage a little later, here actually sooner than later, around noon. Local Eric Bradshaw is going to come in and take on local Brian Jason, so we're going to have two matches running for you today. But this was the planned one, so this is how it's set up. So we're just going to go with that. And if Eric and BJ want to go back and look at their match when they start, they'll have to click on Troy's and Hector's match. So Troy sitting at a 1-win, 4-loss record here inside the garage, playing his 6th match, currently tied with Jay for matches played, taking on Hector. His first match here. We were talking last night during our matchup between Jay and Dan, and Hector decided to make the drive from Galesburg, and there's the first break. Looks about dry as a 120-degree day in Arizona. So just so you're aware here, I'm going to share my normal things, so I'm actually going to disappear from the stream, so I won't be able to see it for a second. But if you're with us today, if you could do me a huge favor, share it for me. Really, really need the shares. I know I ask that a lot, and lately, to be honest, I've seen, it has 3 shares. Well, that's because I shared it to 3 pages. So if you could just take that second just to pop it up on your Facebook, man, I really would appreciate it, so people can stop in and see what we're doing. So we're going to share this to Jay's garage so people can see that. And we're going to share to the Illinois tournament page one time, not to 50,000. And then I'm also going to share to the local page, the Pontiac Pool League page. And Hector, so I'm fresh blood with Hector. I don't know Hector from Adam, so I don't really have too much to say about his pool game. He told me he's from the Galesburg area. We have some mutual friends, and he doesn't use a measle ball very much, so he asked if he could use a red circle, and Troy said okay, because this is the only place really that uses measle balls in the area anyway. So Hector scratches and lets Troy at the first table. So also, if you guys are here, you guys are awesome. I see 8 shares. Thank you so much. For real. Yeah, that means a lot to me. You guys really, really, sometimes I wonder if you guys have a clue how much I really support, or I really thank you for your support. We try to do a lot for the community, and when you guys help us out, it makes it so much easier. So logging on to YouTube right now, just in case anybody's there. It looks like I got one guy watching on YouTube. 120 subscribers on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to YouTube yet, please do so. G1 Billiards Television. 120 subscribers. Would love 59,472. So why that number? I don't know. But we got 700 and some odd followers on Facebook, so we thank all of the people for that who check us out. And Troy set the cue ball down, looking to go after solids. 5 to the 4 would be a good starting point for Troy, because he could hold the cue ball and go to the 6 after the 4 in the side. But let's see how Troy operates here. Troy's evolved his game a lot within the last year. So he stopped it, and yep, I believe he was going to try to play the 4, which I don't think that went too well. You guys let me know if you can hear any music here, because it's a little loud, but my microphone doesn't look like it's giving any signs of music. So Troy takes the 6, running high to try to get the cue ball back down table. Going to get a little gutsy with the 3 ball. Yeah. Get a little gutsy with the 3 ball. I'm quiet? Well, that's very interesting because my mic is all the way up. So, are you sure that your volume isn't quiet, BJ? Could be. But I'm not talking quiet or anything like that. I'm just talking as if, you were sitting next to me in the room. So, not too much I can do about it because my mic's all the way up. So Hector's looking at, I think, trying to keep the cue ball downtown here. No, I think he was trying to shoot the 11 into the corner, but to no avail. Moving Troy's 4 ball out of the way. Gonna have to do some work during this match to try to set up the second match that we're gonna have planned here. Jay, when you if you're watching, when you get a minute, if you could come in here and help me mess with this camera a little bit. It's kind of fudgy a little bit. The other camera for the match. You weren't out here when they got a hold of me. BJ's gonna come in and play Eric Bradshaw, so I'm gonna put that on the stream. So if you could come in and help me with that camera, since you're a tall guy. Hashtag short guy problems. Nice shot by Hector. Getting shape on the 3 ball. Good cue ball travel. Super good shot. No, misses the 13. He's not quite used to this table yet. This table plays tight, so I'm sure as the match goes on and he'll get settled in, I'm sure it'll start to settle in. But let's see here. Change that to 0. Breakfast at Tiffany's going on playing right now. Great song to play pool to. Oh, that's right. I forgot you said you were cooking breakfast. Nah, take your time, man. It is what it is. What up, Dan? I got your text message this morning. Just so you're aware. So it looks like Troy's still trying to loosen up with the new cue ball. Troy practiced some shots with the measle ball, but never, I don't think he hit a ball with the red circles, so. Rattle City in the beginning of the first game. All right, so, whoops. Let's go back to there. There we go. So, with Troy rattling the 4, leaves Hector a little rough. I would say he's going to try and roll up, just make the 4 and leave the 15 in the pocket. He hit it awfully hard. So which leaves Troy an opportunity for a safety here. I would just try to push the 3 out towards the left corner pocket and leave the cue ball, even with distance, it doesn't matter, behind the 2 and the 7, so he forces to shoot the 9. Yeah, good shot. So now by having to go after the 9, he's got to try to play the cue ball behind the 15. And if he misses the 15, Troy will have a shot at the 3, the 7, the 2, potentially even the 1. Now, this is all in all a pretty good shot. He just asked if you were allowed to jump, and the answer is yes. Jumping is part of the pool game, whether people think it should be or not. So I wonder what kind of jump cue he's using. It looks like it's, I don't know what that is. But it's got a, looks like a G10 tip. It looks like it jumps really easy too. Oh, Troy wants that to go in and not rattle. Yeah. Looks like it jumps super easy. Troy hit that a little hard. Didn't have to hit it that hard. I feel like he was trying to break those out, and I think like as the cue ball was traveling, I think he might have registered crap that both of those go in the side pocket. I didn't even need to break them out. I could just see the kind of look in his eyes where he was just kind of like, well, why did I do that? That was kind of silly. Comes back and makes a nice shot. I think I would put the 2 in the side. But I can't really tell with that cue ball. With the cue ball where it's at, I can't tell if he should go for the 3. Looks like he's gonna go for the 3. So this would be a roll-up shot, or you can kind of hit it with center and play it off the left rail and back out towards the middle of the table. Missed it. I'm going to turn on the fan in here, just in case. It looks like that'll drown any of the other music out, if I can figure out how to turn the thing on. There we go. What's up, Dan? Sorry, I just saw your comment, man. Or maybe I said it earlier. I don't know. I'm still tired. I was up at like 8 o'clock this morning. On my Saturday. Alright, so Hector's going to try to go for a good hit on the 9. He hits the 8 first. Gives ball in hand. Another day, Luke. Another day, another dollar, man. Looks like we might actually be in here all day. I know there's a big tournament going on at Racks on the Rocks right now, but I've actually been getting messages, hey, is there somewhere that we can play? So it seems it's not as much I want to watch good pool as much as I'd prefer to play pool. So we might be in here all day today. I've got, like I said, I've got Eric and BJ getting ready to start. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Might be having matches in here all day. I know Hector wants to get 2 matches in. Still kind of trying to find someone else to play Hector after Troy. And I mean, Troy just might want to stick around and play somebody else. I don't know. We're going to have 4 people in here. Maybe they'll just switch and we'll get action going on both tables all day. But let's see. Does Hector roll the ball all the way up? Yeah, he made a really nice shot. And Troy's had the opportunity at that game for a couple times now. Hector said he'd play cheap, dude. Cheap. Like I think they're playing. For 20 or $30 right now or something like that. Hector just fires that in and gets the first game. I'm going to take a second and talk to Jay here, try to get this other camera set up. So I'm going to mute the mic. We'll be right back as soon as I actually remember that the score was wrong and I got to put it on the right spot. So give me 1 second and we'll be right back. So sit tight. All right, now we've got that all set up. We're waiting on BJ to get here. So here comes second game here. They are playing an 8-ball, 9-ball combo. They were originally talking like doing 8 games of 8-ball and like 7 games of 9-ball or something like that. But I had to go out there and talk with them like, hey, just so you guys are aware, that format's set up for someone to win 15-0. They forgot about the other potential 14 games when they were trying to set that up. So normally when we play a combo match, we normally play 5 games apiece, and we just play until somebody wins. So they have chosen 8-ball first, so they'll play 5 games of 8-ball. Maybe take a break. I didn't really talk to Hector about taking breaks. Normally take a break every 5 games, but maybe not. And then the next 5 games, they're going to play 9-ball. So the score could be 5-0. Score could be 3-2. Whatever the case is, as soon as 5 games are up, they're going to rotate that game. So, whoa, Troy. Snap draw. Snap draw, buddy. So Hector's got ball in hand to what I believe to be an open table. Looks like Hector's going to come off the rail and play the 7-ball. Nice. Comes around a couple rails and gets stuck on the 9. Now he's got to play the 4. That's a bummer. I think his intent was the 1. Now he's got a little bit of work to do here. He's got the other balls not in a very good spot. Yeah, wasn't gonna turn out really well. Nobody in here to talk to. Need your guys' help to keep me awake. Troy looks like he's going from the 14 to the 13 to the 15. I don't know. Yeah, stop shot gives him options. I would say you play the 15 ball here. You could use 13, get on the 8 a little later. But his 10 ball is kind of an issue. Shoot the 15 with some high. Roll back down the table. So yeah, he's tried to roll up for the 9. Got to try this. This is actually a really good shot as long as he makes it. Just slide the cue ball back over to shoot the 10 in the corner pocket that the 9's going to go into. Shot it a little softer. Tied up the 11. tying up the 11. That's brutal. So Troy strikes that ball pretty good, but really to no avail. He's got some work to do if he's going to get out of this. He's got to start thinking safety like right now. He's got a good chance to do it. He can roll the cue ball up behind the 8 here. Looks like he's going to try to tap the 11. Yeah, you see he ties up the 3 even more, which isn't bad, but now the problem is even though Hector's 3 is tied up, so is Troy's 11. So you got to look for Hector here to not try and make anything. I mean, actually, there's a pretty good shot right here. Is you put some low on the ball and come behind the 3 and just kill the cue ball behind the 11 and the 3 ball move out to the rail. I think he's looking at that. I'm not entirely sure if he is looking at it, but it looks like he's going to try to put high on it. Got to be careful. The cue ball will move with high. You don't want the cue ball to move. Might leave him straight in on the 11. There you go. Yep, he followed down straight through. That's a great shot. Moves the 3 ball out. Troy appears to be kind of stuck. But the only chance I think he's really got here is to try to keep the cue ball behind the 10. The 10 ball is actually kind of big if you park it directly behind it. There's a chance you could hide the 3 and the 1. How good he hit it? Not super good. Oh boy, look at the 11. Look at the 11 kind of coming to help make it a little tougher. So we're probably going to see a draw off the 1 here into the 15. I don't think the 3 goes past the 11, so you might have to dig into it a little bit to try to shoot it in the bottom right-hand corner. Yep, great shot. So with the angle here, this tells me this is a roll through. Yeah, it was, and he missed it though. I think Troy's got to take advantage of this because Hector's showing his knowledge a little bit, but I don't think he's used to the pockets. Pockets are a little tighter than the average bear here. If he gets used to putting the ball into these small pockets, Troy could be in trouble. Looks like Hector overall hits the ball pretty good. I'll come off the rail here. Yeah, nice shot. Look out, 3 ball. Die cue ball. Die cue ball. Nice. Now Troy's just got to make the ball. Not too bad. BJ just walked in the door, so it looks like that match is going to get underway. There you go. So scores 1-1. Anybody need any joint protectors? I got a whole bunch of joint protectors that I'm selling for super cheap, $5 a piece. If you need any joint protectors, just let me know. I got them here in the garage. I have no need for them all. I've actually sold about half my inventory over the year or so that I've had them. And, I just go to these state tournaments, and they got joint protectors that are like $15, $10. The hell do you need $10 joint protectors for? I caught them on a steal. I got a whole bunch of joint protectors. 3, 8, 10. Luke, yeah, I got them. Let's see here. Yeah, I got some. So it just depends on what you want. But I've got a couple that are custom made here. So the custom made ones are a little more expensive because they're made out of like wood and things like that. But could use 4 of them. Let's see. I know for sure I've got 3. I would have to take them out a little bit just to make sure that they weren't displaced. But I know I've got at least 3. So the 3, 8, 10 pin and the Unilock are the ones that normally disappear fairly quickly, and they have been. So okay, yeah, sounds good, man. Let's see. That's right. You sent me a text message. That's sorry about that. I'm all over. Let's do. I'm already in here Monday the 24th giving some lessons. So if you want to come down on the 24th, you want to play a set, I'll play you some. Troy makes a nice shot. Tell you what, last year Troy wouldn't have made that ball. Troy would have shot that shot. Yeah, I'm on summer vacation on the 24th, Luke. So I'm not. Yeah, I can play whenever. I just gotta check with the wife. The wife's pregnant, so as long as she's okay with me doing it, I'm in because I don't got to get up the next morning, so no big deal. I'm done with my lessons at 5:30, but also because I'm on vacation, in the summer when I normally have that lesson, they work with me, and I normally do their lessons at like 10 o'clock in the morning. So there might be a chance I'd be able to play even earlier than that. So it just depends. I'll get with the guy, and we'll see what happens, and I'll let you know. Troy was hitting the ball pretty solid just until this last shot. He winds up taking a tough shot on the 9, which it's still possible here. He's got to shoot some top left. He can't hold this ball. The 1 and the 5 are too scary. So you got to shoot this ball with some top left and try to get in between the window of the 2 and the 8 to shoot the 8 in the top right corner. I don't know what Troy's trying to try. Troy banked that ball and winds up in Snookerville. Oh, man. He banked that ball. That was a gutsy bank, period. Now he's in definite Snookerville. On the corner of Shit and Hook. Yeah, this is a toughie. So depending on what line the cue ball's on to the side rail, I would first try to find where do I hit on the rail that sends the cue ball directly to the corner pocket, which would be the top left corner pocket. I would try to clip at this short rail and think I'd try to cut it where Troy's standing. But Troy's going to come right at it and misses the shot. So he gives Hector ball in hand. And I don't know if Eric and BJ have started their match yet. haven't been paying attention over there. Hector is going to come. He comes back through. I would have come straight high because he potentially just hooked himself on the ball that I would have shot, which would have been the 4 ball. I would have tried to get on the 4, and then with the chance to leave myself the 2 ball. Looks like he's shooting the 7 in the corner. So 7-3. He hits it tough. Still got plenty of options. Are you starting? Okay. Well, so they're going to start on the other table here. So we'll jump downtown really quick. Misses that ball. So we'll get to here. And I don't know what they're doing. The race to 15 winner break 8 ball isn't right. So I'm just going to remove that. Let's see here. Jay's camera title. Let's get that out of there because I got no idea what they're doing there. Actually, I'll just go ahead and remove that too, because that's not what they're doing here either. So Troy had a shot at the 8 and missed. Actually, I'm going to go get some info really quick before Eric and BJ play. I'm curious what they're doing. Eric and BJ liked that idea that they're going to play the same thing that Hector and Troy are playing right now. So let's see. So BJ's getting ready to set the break here. First game. Doesn't break him real hard, but makes a ball in a corner. And it looks like Hector's getting ready to bring it downtown here. I would shoot the 3 ball and bring the cue ball towards the middle of the table and shoot the 4 ball in the bottom right corner. I'm just letting my stroke out a little bit on that shot. Instead of babying it. I don't like to baby shots. Hector hits that really smooth, so no issue there. 4 on the side and 8 in the corner. Nice. So Hector gets game 3. BJ looks like he's coming in with a new haircut, new attitude. I don't think I've ever seen him with that short of hair before. Hector getting ready to break game number 4. So far, a close match. Makes 1, 2 balls on the break. Leaves the cue ball downtown, though. Towards the foot rail. BJ makes a nice cut to keep advancing into solids. Looks like Hector's going to start with the ball in the corner pocket. Drills that. Yeah, that's a nice shot. So Hector drilled that ball, but didn't leave himself really anything to look at. BJ misses a ball in a corner over on the other table. And lets Eric Bradshaw back up to the table with not a lot to look at. This will be an interesting shot. Hector just called the 7 ball. Looks like he's going to try to masse and not hit the rail first. If he hits the rail first, he's doomed. He's going to have to hit this freaking amazing. Yeah, 8 first foul. Troy's going to have ball in hand. Shooting stripes. Eric scratched off of a... trying to pocket a ball into the corner pocket. I believe he struck rail first as well and followed it in there. Let's see here. Troy makes a nice shot to open up his little area down there, but the problem is there's still a lot of issue going on down there. And you've got BJ up in the left side right now looking to work out the 6 ball. That 6 ball's brutal. Looks like he's looking at a bank shot rolling up between the 15 and the rail. Try to bank the 6 back down to the bottom right corner. Misses the shot. There's going to be a shot for Troy over on the right side. Looks like he's going to go for the breakout, try to get this ball away from the 6. Does he make it? Misses the shot. Takes the pocket, though. Not really too bad a result. But if I'm Hector here, I think I'm going to play safe, and I'm actually going to let him see that stripe that's up top. I'm not even going to try and make the 7, though. Only ball I want him to see is that stripe. Daryl, just FYI, I know you're talking to pun, but I never once claimed to know what I'm talking about. From what I've noticed, as long as someone's talking, nobody really cares. They just don't like silent matches. But we got to have them sometimes. Troy makes one heck of a breakout. He's getting better every match. Showing a little bit of the red herring stock right there. I'm going to zoom in here. I want to see how bad that is. Yeah, so the 14 looks like it does go into the corner pocket. But that's a tight little squeeze to get that 10 ball between the 6 and the rail to get there. Now, Troy tried it, missed it. He's played 5 matches, working on 6. He's won 1 of them, Luke. But I would say this, out of the 5 matches that he's played, 4 were probably against players that the score reflects the outcome. I think he was playing some better players. But with Hector, I'm not sure what this is supposed to be like. So looks like BJ's getting ready to strike the 8 ball, at least for the first game. Yep, makes it. Troy looks like he had plenty of room to make the 10 in the corner, missed it. He's going to bring Hector back up again. Man, Troy's getting better, but it's just at the end of the day, he's just, we talked about this the other day, he's just missing some shots that just aren't helping him any at all. Fritz Turk in the house. Doesn't like to watch it at home where he can't hear. They let you out of the old folks' home?
No, I heard on the thing that you never had anybody to talk to.
Oh, what a guy. What a guy. Well, I tell you what, you put these things on so everybody else can hear you too. Yeah. You got a question for me? Is this something we can talk about on, or do I need to?
Well, I don't know.
All right, well, I'll be right back, guys. You're live. That way, if we ever have something to talk about, they'll hear you.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, just so you know, they heard that. But I missed who won that. I missed who won that game. Can you guys tell me who won game number 4 over in Troy and Hector? Was it Troy or was it Hector? I don't know which one. You guys let me know. Troy's game 2-2. Thanks, Zach. That's what I needed to see. All right.
I cannot hear you.
You won't, no. You won't be able to. I mean, you can hear me if you just want to leave one ear off. You'll be able to hear me in the booth, but you won't be able to hear me through here. They can hear you through that mic, though. You don't want none, huh?
They don't need to hear me.
He says, "No, I'm good. I'm good."
I just watch what I say before you get yours on. Score this one now. Plus tight 1-1.
It's 2-2. Troy's match is 2-2, and BJ and Eric's match is actually just on the second game. So they're both shooting the same thing, races to 15, and they're switching every 5 games between 8 ball and 9 ball. First guy to 15 wins.
Games?
Yep. They're playing both games. That's actually become quite a common thing in here when they do that. They'll play ball. I've had a lot of matches in here that are like that, which is nice because I'm trying to bring 9 ball to the town anyway.
And I like that. I always did like that.
Yeah.
I like playing both of them.
9 ball's just it's such a different game, and I love 9-ball because 9-ball actually teaches you how to play 8-ball a little better. It teaches you shots where it's okay to move the cue ball. Not as like 8-ball is more of a stoppy stop kind of game where the cue ball doesn't get moved as much.
Eight balls, you got options when you
Yep.
miss a shot. With 9-ball, you know you got to get position on one other ball.
Yep. Teaches you the rails a little bit. Well, BJ's got ball in hand, looking to run out rack number 2 here. I think he's shooting the right ball. Get the 15 out of there, maybe force the 13 out towards the middle of the table a little bit. He stops it. I would have gone forward to give me a little better look. I really don't want to shoot a combination. Let's see if the 11 goes by the 12 over on the left table. I don't know if it does or not.
It looks like it should.
It looks like it should, yeah. Oh yeah, no issue. But now they see that's the problem. If he would have rolled the 13 out of there, he wouldn't be stuck behind the 13-9 right now. He'd have the 9-ball open. So now he's got to go downtown. Get whatever ball that is, the 10-ball, I think. And I actually think BJ just called safe. I feel like I just heard him say safe.
Who's this kid here?
Yeah, this one here. It's Hector. I first started talking to him last night about 10:30 at night. He's here. He was like, "Can I come down and play?" And I'm like, "Can you be here tomorrow?" And he's like, 11 sound good? I'm like, okay. That's how it gets set up here.
Where'd you see him at?
Right here. He was watching the match last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is he from Pontiac?
No, he's from Galesburg. Yeah. He made the hour and a half drive down here this morning. Well, I've got a couple friends in Galesburg that I've played pool with over the years, and so I mean it doesn't surprise me that he would make a drive like this. Those guys are champions. They travel all over the place and playing. There's some good pool that's over in Galesburg.
He's doing what I would do at his. I don't know how old he is, but when I was younger, it wouldn't have bothered me.
Yep. You know, the big thing though, I don't like going alone.
Yes,
you know,
I agree.
He's coming in here. He doesn't know any of us. You know, we're good people.
Yeah.
Not everybody's good people though. You know,
no,
it's just
I know exactly.
just gutsy, and he's just like, yeah, I'll show up, but you know, too though. I mean, it's not like I'm not known. You know, it's not like this is a shady thing where, you know, nobody knows who we are.
You're well enough known.
But yeah, so BJ,
I've been in places to play pool and that years ago when I was a kid in different pools, and they were shady places.
Yeah.
Of course, some places are all closed
and I was trying to tell Eric that Eric got a new job and he's getting ready to go over to Pennsylvania for 6 weeks. I said, just be careful before you even get out of your car. Scout the area. Just, you know, I'm not saying drive down the roads because who knows how bad it is, but look around, look for red flags.
If you're going to drive down the road, you're going to daytime.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know, just make sure before you get out of your car you feel comfortable enough because pool rooms are still no joke. You know, I mean,
areas of different towns are different.
Yep. Hector gets game number 5. So now they're going to switch to some 9-ball over there on the right table. 3-2 is the score. And Eric got game number 2 over there, so the score is 1-1 there. Oh, that's not right though. Go ahead, Fritz. I'm listening.
I went and played pool with my brother-in-law in a place in Decatur where he shot in the league one year.
Uh-huh. Do you remember the name of the bar?
No, I
Was
don't.
it Biggins?
I wish I could. But the place, it's in a kind of a bad area.
The Biggins Bar and Grill, real big pool bar.
And I think it had like maybe
5 or 6 tables in it. Yeah.
Tables
were they kind of all lined up in a row?
I'm trying to remember. I think they might have been.
So this place.
The place had been robbed twice.
If you look around before you get out of your car, you're like, I don't really know if I want to get out of my car.
But we there during the day.
Sure. Big APA. If it's that bar, big APA bar.
And And they were robbed twice. I mean, they robbed everybody at the place. Everybody was drinking and everything. And they were robbed and went out and jumped the fence and took off, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Twice they got nailed.
Yeah. Was this recently?
No, this has probably been about probably 5 years ago.
Man, you guys went there instead of Starship?
Well, he was playing leagues at the time.
Oh, okay. So you were just. So wait, was he playing League and you showed up when he was shooting League?
No.
Or
He
that's
just-
just the place that
he
he
just
played
took
out
me
of?
there.
I get it. Okay, I get it. So first game of 9-ball, watching wing ball here. 6 balls in. Oh yeah, I didn't pay attention to the rack. I didn't know if they were using that magic rack or not. So they're using the magic rack, which gives anybody a break. So you won't see a lot of dry breaks in the 9-ball matches, which is totally okay with me because dry breaking a lot, you can't get shape on a 1. You're pushing, you're kicking, and the game can take forever.
This Hector kid, he seems like he's got a pretty decent stroke.
Yeah, well, I was telling the people earlier, I've never met Hector before, but I could tell like within the first couple hits, he's not used to how tight the table is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling people, I'm like, Troy better take advantage of this in the beginning because he looks like he can hit a ball. As soon as he gets used to shooting them into the closer pockets, you might be in trouble. I don't know. But these
Troy seems like he's got a tendency to overshoot a lot of shots.
not just overshoot. A lot of it's in his body movement. He's moving.
I think it's in his body.
He's moving all around. But no, I agree with you. He overshoots shots.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We were in his match that he played yesterday. We were talking afterwards. And I was like, where you're really having trouble, you're not knowing when to play safe. You're having, to Tom's credit, Tom Vu from Bloomington was in here playing Troy yesterday, and he played super good. I think he broke and ran like 6 racks or something like that. He played pretty solid. Race to 15, you don't get to shoot 6 times in alternate break. That's pretty good. So, but I told Troy there were a lot of games that I watched where Troy just went for it, banking a ball 2 rails sometimes, and it's like, dude,
He didn't want to
tuck the ball.
that he banked.
Yep. Oh,
He
yeah.
made it.
Yeah, he made it, but then he got squirreled on the 8-ball. I think that was just this last game. No, 2 games ago. It was 2 games ago.
Just before I come down.
Yeah. But like right there, he just fired at that ball. Well, Hector's 9-ball sitting right up here. He could have just played a safety, just put the 5-ball in a pocket. Now he's squirreled behind the 8-ball with nothing to look at.
You know, safeties is part of the game. I like safeties. But you'll find out I'll play more safeties when I know I'm not shooting that well sometimes.
I tell a lot of people that, in my opinion, we, oh man, tried to get it by there, ball in hand. I'm sitting here. Listen to me. We're playing a game of 9-ball, Fritz, and I'm talking like it's a game of 8-ball. I'm saying, now he's squirreled behind the 8. He could have just hit the 5-ball up in the rail when Troy's supposed to be shooting the 4-ball. Oh, man. Yeah. I forgot they were playing 9-ball.
But I did too when he did
it. I forgot they were playing 9. I always, how I keep myself in stroke and I take away from that, like when I'm not playing well versus when I'm playing well, I tell myself before I shoot a ball, are you shooting the right shot? Like, I don't care if it's a 6-rail bank. Mm-hmm. Are you getting ready to pull the trigger on the right shot? And if I tell myself yes, now I don't have any doubt in my mind, so I don't have that argument of, oh, I'm not really playing that well, whatever the case is. Now, don't get me wrong. I take not playing well as like not moving the cue ball well. I might be 3 inches off every time because I haven't got adjusted to the table yet. But one thing that I will say, I can pocket balls on any table. Now it's just a matter of getting the cue ball moving around to where I want. But I do that. That's how I do that. I tell myself, okay, am I shooting the right shot? Just make sure that without a doubt in your mind, you're going to shoot the right ball. Whether if it's a safe, whether if it's a make.
I find myself shooting more safeties today because I just don't have the confidence in my shooting right anymore like I used to.
Well, you really don't play pool a whole lot anymore either,
no,
though.
I don't. and you know it makes a difference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like I told the boys, I says, now before we put on state, I says, my leagues here will be over here in 2 weeks. And I told Jay, I says, we're going to have to come down here. The guys that are going to be playing down there today, come down here and start practicing. He blamed me. And I said, I want to. Of course, I don't have any trouble with Jay. Jay says I'd come down here anytime and play with him during the day. And I should.
Dang, if we get enough people here, we might be able to have an impromptu tournament. Got people saying, I think I might come out. Yeah, Dan, I don't care. There's people here.
That's just like, that's the reason I want to get the guys all together and practice so we can practice together and watch each other and help each other out in different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't be afraid to call a timeout when you got it.
Oh, you see, at state there are none.
Huh?
You can't use them at state.
You
They're leagues only. Yeah, you don't get to use those at
I
state.
didn't know that.
Nope.
Okay, I don't have to worry about that then.
Nope, you got to make your own decisions at the state tournament.
You're going to have to learn to look at me and I'll give you hand signals.
Yeah, I know, right? old school euchre moves, like pointing to a diamond or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's other people who do it.
Oh, for sure. I haven't done it in a long time. But like if you and I are sitting here, like I'd be playing APA or something. So I'm a 7, and say you're 3 or something like that. When I put a 3 on my team, I'd always say, all right, now you listen to me, because I'm going to give you some signs sometimes. And, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, one of my key signs was anytime that they had to go up to hit a shot, and I say, play smart, that literally means you better fucking play safe right now. If you go for a ball, you're off my team.
And you know, and I've seen this time and time again.
That was
it seems
a nice
like
shot.
every time you're playing in a league over the years, somebody that called a timeout has always called a timeout one shot too late.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's how it always happens. And then you walk up and you just look at them like, well, how am I supposed to help you now?
That's what they say, call timeout. I say, well, should have called the timeout with the shot before.
Should have done this a long time ago, man. You know, one thing, though, that I like about the APA, you can really coach, because in some leagues, like like our ACS leagues, the captain can't call the timeout. The player at the table has to call the timeout if they want help.
Yeah.
In the APA, both can do it. If you're up there hitting a shot that I don't like, I can call timeout and come up and talk to you. So that's always nice.
And 9 times out of 10, when you go to the table, you look at the shot that they got. Sometimes they might have 2 choices. And I'll tell them the 2 choices they got. Then I'll look at it and I'll say, okay, you got your 2 choices. Now you do the one you're the most comfortable with. Don't do what I would probably do. Do what you're the most comfortable with.
And for me, I agree with that to an extent, but for me, I look at it like, okay, what's this mean? Are we in the Vegas tournament? Because if that's the case, I'm going to look at you and say, do what you're most comfortable with. If it's a Wednesday night and we're shooting in league, I'm going to say, you're going to do it my way. Because you're going to learn.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. You're going to learn.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hector miscued and made the 9, so the 9's going to come back up. 8 ball will stay down, but the 9 ball will come back up. Troy's going to have ball in hand with the 4 ball.
Oh, he didn't hit the object ball.
No, he miscued and struck the 8 ball first.
I was going to say, why didn't 9 come back up? But I didn't realize he didn't hit his object ball. Where's Jay? Vacation?
No, Jay woke up a little late, and wife wanted him to cook for her, so he's inside cooking.
That's good.
So yeah, I'm sure he'll be back out later. I was saying earlier, we getting a lot of calls to come down here and play. There's a big tournament going on in Rax, but in Peoria, and like there's a big 128 player field going on in Peoria right now. Yeah, a lot of pros that are there, but I think people.
You play many of them?
What's that?
You get in many of those kind of
When I'm
tournaments?
available, I will.
Okay.
But like my Amanda's baby showers tomorrow,
Oh, okay.
so I stuck around home for that, you know. But yeah, if
Yeah, because you go to them, you usually got to stay a couple of days.
yeah,
Or drive
yeah,
back and forth, one or two.
yeah. Well, they're going to keep you in a hotel one day, no matter what. But I won't lie, I'm the first person to say that the baby shower actually wasn't the reason why I dropped out. It was actually because of the competition this time. I've got when I have a tournament that's set up, you know, you know a big part of it. You have to be mentally prepared to go into that tournament. And this tournament that's going on at Rax first started as more of a, I don't want to say a no pros, but it wasn't being advertised that pros could play. If a pro walked in the door, it probably wouldn't have turned them away. But it wasn't the whole, hey, bring everybody down here, you know, let's play kind of thing. But now it became like an 11,000 added big old tournament. I mean, yeah. So if I'm playing really well, I mean, that means I'm beating people that I ain't got no business beating. You know, I mean, I understand my place. I understand I'm a good player, but you know, to pay, I think it was like a $60 or $80 entry fee, and then on top of it, add the greens fees. So now you're looking at $80 or $100 entry fee to give it to a player that I shouldn't be playing. Like I guess I'm past in my career to where like I come across Corey Deuel. In my opinion, I shouldn't have to pay $100 to get my ass whooped by Corey Deuel.
That's just like with the tournament you're in. If your tournament was for $60 or $70, there's no way I'd come down there playing on it. But as long as it's $12 or something, you know.
But then
no big deal,
people also for these tournaments they knock me that I even play in it. Oh, you ain't playing anybody good. Blah blah blah. It's a tournament that's 2 minutes from my house. Why would I not play in it? Yeah. I don't always win them either.
No.
I've been beat before. You know.
This 9-ball tournament you had set up. You know, you played at the handicap race and such and such. And now that turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
Look at the weaker players that end up in it. That went a long ways.
Yep. I completely agree, man. But I mean, those.
And it makes it fun. You get them people back then.
Yeah.
They'll come back and play.
I don't mind. I don't mind going to tournaments with, overall, including greens fee and everything like that, $50. If I walk in the door, I will pay $50 to play in a pool tournament. If I get in the finals, that means I'm winning a nice lump of change. Might have to spend the night in a hotel, but at $50 an entry, if I'm looking at 40 or 50 players, that means I'm probably winning about $1,500.
Yeah.
So by the time we're done with the hotel, with the entry fee, with any food, I make $1,000. I mean, and that's if I'm staying in a high-end hotel, you know. So that doesn't bother me, but to get into those tournaments where Corey Deuel's there, Shane Van Boning, I mean, 3/4 the Mosconi Cup team's in Peoria right now. I got to pay $100, and then a night in a hotel room, that's $120, you know, and then I got to pay for all my food, which is probably another $50 to potentially go to and out of a tournament because I've got 3/4 the Mosconi Cup team in Peoria right now. Ultimately, I'm just not interested in it. You know, I mean, I'm just not. I'm not interested in donating that kind of money anymore. When I was learning, 10 years ago, if that same tournament was in Peoria, I'd have been there.
With them quality of players, your percentage of winning the tournament's a lot lower. Like old Jack Delphos always taught me, he says, always remember one thing, if you're going to play pool for money, don't play with anybody that's better than you.
Don't play with anybody that's better than you. That's right.
You better know who's better than you.
And I mean, like, you know, it's not the competition. I thrive on the competition.
Oh, yeah.
I love the competition, but I'm not mentally prepared to face someone like Shane Van Boning in a race to 7 winner break 8 ball. I'm not mentally prepared for that. I'm I'm going to get down to the 8 ball and I'm going to freaking shoot it straight into the rail on my first rack. I'm not mentally prepared to do it. You know,
When you go in there, you got to go in there with confidence. A lot of confidence.
there's a lot of stuff on my plate right now that I got to handle. And I mean, I'm sure, you know, life gets in the way of a lot of us pool players. Hector's tries to kick the 3 in the side and just misses it. Hector's increasing his lead very slowly. So, and like I said, Troy's still not playing bad, but Hector's starting to get out of some stuff. So, be pretty interesting to see what the score is looking like. At one point in time, it was 2-2. So Troy makes a nice shot on a 3. Where's the 4 at? 4's in the middle of the table. Troy's got a potential to get out of this rack as long as he keeps calm. Doesn't do that herring shimmy that he does. Yeah, he stuttered a little bit. He moved a little bit. Yeah, like Eric right now. Eric sends me a message. Eric's into one pocket right now. He loves the game of one pocket, which, I mean, one pocket teaches you a lot. But he messaged me and he says, "Hey, who should I gamble with playing one pocket?" And I reply, "Nobody." You're crazy. What are you doing? No, you don't want to gamble playing one pocket. You're stupid. What are you thinking? You know, and he's doing it for the experience. I get that. I mean, if he can find $5 a game one pocket, that's donation to learn something. You play 4 games of one pocket, learn $20. Watch how they move the cue ball a little bit, you know. But I feel like he threw out an offer like a race to 4 for 50 against somebody playing one pocket who plays one pocket all the time. He's like, "Well, that's cheap action, isn't it?" And I go, "No, that's guaranteed money." There's a difference between cheap action and guaranteed money. You're giving the guy, why don't you just, I charge you $15 an hour for lessons. If that's the case, why don't I just charge you $50 an hour? You're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. Might as well just up my rates. See if Troy can make a nice shot on a 6. He does. Look out, cue ball. Oh, boy.
Now there's a shot there. He shot that, and it seemed like he had no idea where the cue ball was really going.
Mm-hmm.
That shot, I think he could have shot a lot softer and still made the shot and got cheap.
Well, but at one point in time, is he nervous he's going to miss the shot? People tend to hit a ball harder when they're nervous they're going to miss something.
Never thought of that.
I mean, if you think about it, they tense up. Tend to hit a ball harder when you tense up.
You get down the table, you feel yourself tensing up, you better back away from the table.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Hector is starting to warm up, but Troy's giving him opportunities here.
Well, between the two of them, what I've seen him play, Hector is the better player of the two.
Yeah, yes, I would agree right now. Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Know Troy pretty well, but from what we're seeing out of Hector, yeah,
you can watch
I
somebody
agree.
play one time, you think he's an outrageous player, really a good player. You might watch him 3 or 4 times, he might be just the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm. Might have had one good match.
Mm-hmm.
So the score was 3-2 starting off into the 9 ball, and then Hector has increased his lead playing the 9 ball. An extra 3 games. Troy's yet to win a game of 9.
I think the last time I ever played anybody playing was Jay. That was probably 25 years ago. And that's for $20. So, 25 years ago, $20 was $20.
Yeah, $20 was really $20. Yeah.
And I probably would have never done that, but he kept begging me and begging me and begging me to play.
Troy dry breaks using a magic rack, which is never good. Never good.
Now, I've never paid that much attention to the 9 ball. And you're breaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always broke off of the second diamond on the rail.
Okay.
And I've really never broken any other place. I don't know if that's the bad spot or the good spot.
Depends on the rack.
Or the table.
Yes, yes. But the main thing is the magic rack here, and I find it so hard to believe. You know, when the magic rack came out, the one comment that was made is it was a definite equalizer. Those spots on that rack are spaced out just right to where the balls aren't necessarily sitting against each other, like weight-wise.
Yeah.
They are all sitting very equal weight distribution, and they are touching each other. So that, I mean, that's like the definition of a tight rack. You know, you get into some tables, you've got one ball. Once you're done, you'll see that one ball settle into the rack. So the weight of that ball is actually pressing into the rack. It's not sitting evenly distributed on the felt. It's leaning into the rack.
Okay.
So when you break, there's like more weight of that ball that's in the rack, so it's not going to come out the right way. They got to sit there and just be touching for those lines to stay the same.
Now,
Magic rack makes that happen.
when you're not playing, do you watch people break?
All the time.
I mean, I do too.
All the time.
I do too. And I noticed down here the night you had the 9-ball tournament, there was a lot of guys making a 1 ball in the side pocket.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I call a slippery slope. The one isn't necessarily when it's on the spot.
Yep.
It's not necessarily supposed to go on the side. It's very capable of going on the side. The ball that you're supposed to make 100% of the time is a wing ball. If you're so if you're breaking from the second diamond, it's designed. I can shoot 2 mile an hour. I can shoot 30 mile an hour. If I'm breaking from the right second diamond, the right wing ball is supposed to go into the corner. If I break from the other side, the other wing ball is supposed to go in the corner. I should be able to break as hard as I want. Okay, now the table comes into play, and you can actually gear it to where if the wing ball is hitting the end rail and not going in, you're not breaking hard enough because you got to pull that tangent line into the pocket. If it comes high into the side rail, you're breaking too hard. You got to let off of it so it comes back into the corner. So real good pool players, like that day, I was breaking from the corner on the table that Eric and BJ are playing on. Every time I broke, wing ball was going high. Wing ball was coming out here to the side rail. So I let up, still coming high. So I didn't use my break cue anymore. So not only did I let up on the speed, I changed the hardness of my tip. So it's not hitting it as hard. Wing ball flying in every time now. So, but not a lot of people think to go to your shooting cue. They think, okay, well, I got to break lighter. No, I'm breaking as light as I can. Now I got to go to a different cue. But then on Jay's table, on the one that Troy and Hector are shooting on, I would shoot with my break cue. I'd make the wing ball every time. So it just depended. So one table I figured out I could use my break cue. The other one I figured out I couldn't use my break cue, but I could break from the same spot. When you start to get into the middle of the table, wing ball doesn't go anymore. You lose the tangent line, and you dry break a lot more.
That kid from Peoria, man,
Abe, yeah.
The rules you made up on him when he was putting in balls in every place he was.
Wasn't my rules. They made those rules on their own.
When you start saying, okay, the 2-ball goes in the back of the rack, made a heck of a difference.
It would have. It would have made a huge difference. I feel like
he was going the same route, same path.
Oh yeah.
Every time.
Oh yeah. I feel like I missed a game.
I don't know if anybody else even noticed it really that much.
Oh, they did.
There was a few guys.
They did. I actually got yelled at that day.
Did you?
I did, by someone watching. They accused me of calling Abe a cheater because I was talking about the rack the whole time. I'm like, I'm telling you guys, like, and I was vocal about it. You know, I love Abe. I consider Abe a friend, but in the rule book, it says the balls are to go in at random. 1 ball up top, 9 in the middle. The other balls are supposed to go in at random. Now you can't tell me 1, 5, 4, 8, 6, 2, 3, 7 is random every single time. That's not random. And then when I told him, Abe mentioned to me one day that he was colorblind. That I didn't know. So he's putting the 8-ball on the wing to eliminate it because he can't see the edges very well. He can't see the darkest ball on the table. So he eliminates it using the magic rack. Okay, well, that's smart. But now you break 2 miles an hour, and the 1 ball squirts out to the side, the 2 ball squirts right here, the 3 ball squirts right here, because the 2 ball doesn't have to be in the back. Okay, now this isn't random anymore. It's in the rule book. The balls are supposed to go in at random.
I didn't know that.
And now you've got someone who is pattern racking. That, by 9-ball standards, is illegal. So that person got angry at me. Well, you're calling Abe a cheater, blah, blah, blah. This is bullshit, all that stuff. And I'm like, I'm not necessarily calling Abe a cheater because here's the truth. They didn't agree to that.
They set the rules up.
They set the rules up. But now they didn't say anything against it, which means you're playing traditional 9-ball rules, which now means you shouldn't have to say anything against it because it's in the rule book that they're supposed to go in at random. If that's the case, they should have said pattern racking is allowed. Because now you're taking a traditional 9-ball rule and you're changing it.
When I play 8-ball, I rack my balls in a color pattern, high and lows. Solids and stripes, I'll rack them in a pattern every time. And I do it for me, and I do it for anybody I'm racking against. I said, whether it makes a difference or anything, I really don't know.
It does. It actually does. If you're playing, let's just take 2 professionals for an example. So if 2 pros are playing 8-ball, they're going to want to actually play traditional solid stripe, solid stripe, solid stripe the whole way around. Because world standardized rules says if you make a solid and a stripe on a break, it's open. Well, anybody who pays enough attention to an 8-ball rack is going to know if you put a solid and a stripe on the corners, you have better chances of making a solid or a stripe, or a solid and a stripe. If you make a solid and a stripe, the table's open. Now you're playing a world-class player. They can shoot whatever ball they want. Almost any time you see professionals playing, especially bar table 8-ball, it's almost always solid stripe, solid stripe, solid stripe, because the chances of making one
that's the way I rack
is increased.
That's the way I rack it.
And I mean, like, we watched...
the only place you're not going to have a solid stripe is when you get the back 2 corner balls. There's going to be 2 of the same color in the middle.
That's right. And we watched a few months ago. We watched Justin Bergman play. I think it was Francisco Bustamante in Peoria, and they played 8-ball. But they also played with a solid, I believe, and a stripe in the corners. And on top of it, they were playing 8-ball on a 9-footer. That's an atrocious game on a 9-footer. It's so easy to run balls. Someone who's used to playing on a 9-footer can break those balls are just going to disperse all over. This just run out city, and I think Bergman won one of them, and I actually think it was the 8-ball. They played 9-ball. I think they might have played 10-ball. 10-ball, 8-ball, and 1 pocket. And I'm pretty sure Bergman lost the 1 pocket in the 10-ball. I can't remember. It's been quite a while ago now. It was cold outside, so October, November, something. It was a little while ago. But yeah, no, I mean, people don't really understand, like, when you're setting up games and you're setting up rules, the importance of knowing what the rack is truly going to do. Only reason why I use the magic rack in these tournaments here is because it makes the game go that much faster. Because you make more balls on the break using a magic rack. How many times have we used a traditional rack over the years and we've dry broke and left the cue ball up here and a 1 ball down there?
Yeah.
Or a worst case scenario, You make a ball on the break and you leave the cue ball up here and a 1 ball down there. Now you got to push out.
I always try to leave my cue ball in the middle of the table.
Right.
If possible.
Right. But then the ball gets kicked. Now what do you do?
Well, that's just going to happen.
Sure. You're right. But now with that magic rack, the chances of you making a ball on the break are so much higher.
And see, I haven't broke with magic rack.
You like if you pay attention to how I break when we run the tournaments in here, I am always right here, and it's literally just a stroke. I'm not hammering the rack.
Yeah, I notice you don't hammer it.
Boom, because the wing ball is supposed to go in.
Yeah, I notice you don't hammer it.
Like the last tournament, I'd been practicing with the magic rack a little bit before the tournament, and it started in the previous 9-ball tournament we ran. Man, I was getting hooked on a 1. I was making a ball, but the same thing was happening. The 1 ball was coming up high past the side pocket. The cue ball was sitting here. There'd be another ball that was trailing the 1, and it'd get in front of it probably 80% of the time, and I never had a shot at the 1.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, well.
When I was younger, my break, I always had a cue that I never had a break cue. I just had a regular cue, but I always played with a soft tip. And a soft tip, you can get a lot of English from. And I always broke from the second dot straight into the ball to get and hit with high English with my cue ball. I always run it right straight up through the rack, and I'd usually knock the 9-ball back in the corner pockets.
Yep. And what I was doing, the last 9-ball tournament, I was drawing the ball. Since the 1 ball, I knew the 1 ball was going over there. I'm thinking to myself, okay, how can I get a shot on the 1? Because the cue ball was my problem. I was parking the cue ball, and a ball kept getting in the way. All right. So I broke from the second diamond on the right, and I hit the 1 ball so flush, I was actually playing 3-rail shape on the 1. I was drawing the cue ball back 1, 2, 3 back over to the rail because the 1 ball was right here every time. Every time. And I had made a ball. I didn't have to worry about making a ball on a break because the wing ball go in every time, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. I got out of a lot of racks doing that. Nice shot, Troy. Wow. Breaking out that shot. They're back to, let's see, I missed a game because I'm talking to you.
You got to see me shooting Monday night. You talking about terrible.
7-3.
I said this for the first time all year. I lost all 3 of my goddamn matches.
Oh, yeah? Troy's back playing 8-ball.
First game, I kicked the 8-ball in out of turn.
Oh. Kicked the 8-ball out of turn. That's not
Second
good.
game, I was playing Danny Greggs. Danny had 3 balls left on the table. And the cue ball up there, the white's that big, heavy, goddamn cue ball. Bar table.
Oh, you guys went to Odella play. You got one of the Rences?
And I drew my goddamn cue ball too much and run the goddamn cue ball. Cleared out the other end on the table. God damn it. That's stupid. And I still had a cut shot to the side. And I missed a cut shot, caught the tip. Of course, he ran out on me. That's another game I just gave away. So then I got had to play Woody. I got down. I had the 8-ball sitting about right up here. The cue ball down here. Got the 8-ball in the corner, made it. And that goddamn heavy cue ball come off the back rail. I didn't think I shot it that hard. And that ball just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And went scratched down the corner. I didn't think I shot that ball that hard.
I don't think Troy moved his quarter there. I need to go check the scores really quick for it. Sorry, guys, talking some good pool. I got the scores jacked up a little bit, but we'll change them here. So Troy has 3, and Hector has 8. So I flipped a game there, and The score of BJ's and Eric's match is 4-3. Yeah, we were just talking about cue balls before this match. People don't understand the, just the differences in a cue ball. You got the old school 1970s mud ball that literally feels like a rock.
Well, that's the way this ball is up there.
And then you've got
it's an oversized ball to begin with.
You've got a valley ball, which the first valley ball had like a green little panther on it. And it looked like kind of had like a little triangle on it. It was but it was green, and all that really did was indicate that it was a magnetic cue ball for the valley pool table.
And the magnetic cue balls
are heavier and larger.
They're larger. Plus, do they put like a chopped up flake in there, or is there a metal ball in the middle of it?
Good question. I don't think I've ever seen one broken up. But now, the new cue balls that aren't magnetic anymore, they're slightly bigger. I don't know if you knew this. If you crack a cue ball, there's an object ball inside of it. Yeah. The outside layer, the white layer that we strike, is just a layer. It's just a very thin layer. Once you actually crack one and you break it apart, I've seen one break and there was a 15 ball inside of it. Yeah.
No shit.
For real. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Because I always thought the magnetic ones, in my mind, I always think, well, if they got a magnetic ball, it's got to have something metal inside. Now, is it a metal flake in there, or is it a metal ball in there? I was going to say a metal ball in there. If you get a metal ball inside there, if it's not perfectly centered,
it's going to roll one way or the other.
That's what everybody's going to say. Hey, this table's not level. And it ain't the table, it's a cue ball.
That's right. That's right. But then the newer valley balls, whatever was on the inside of it that made it magnetic, they removed, and they dipped it in a magnetic coating instead.
Okay, makes sense.
So, but now the weight distribution, so the table can tell the difference between the cue ball and the object ball. Cue ball is still milligrams heavier. So when it hits there, it falls into that track, and then it's grabbed by the magnet, of course, but it's got to, the heavy got to kind of push it down so the magnet can pull it, and then it would go back down to the track. And they came out with, after that, the best valley cue ball I've ever hit with is actually purple. That symbol that I was telling you about, that panther-looking symbol, it's purple. That thing hits great. So whatever valley balls that, I think they might be Centennials or whatever is that comes in a standard valley table with that cue ball plays.
Them oversized
great.
When I get them on there and they stand out like a sore thumb, and I get it in my goddamn head. I'll say one thing about Odell. At least they did put a small cloth on the table.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Danny used to be a pool player, so I mean...
But they're closing that place.
That's what I've heard.
5 more weeks.
That's what I've heard. He can't find any help.
Well, it's tough for anybody to find any help when they can get more unemployment than they can working.
That's the truth, man.
At least they're down to what they said on the news there. They said there's 17 states now that these people on unemployment are not going to get that extra $300.
Good. Good. They need to get their asses back to work, and that's straight up.
And there's goddamn people in this country. There's a lot of people in this country, man. If they can get anything out of the government, they're going to get as much as they can.
Oh, for sure. Well, and there's right now, I have some friends who they just can't straight up afford to go back to work. Why would they go back to work and lose money when the government is paying them to stay home? But at the same time, everybody always talks about this whole well, you can't let the government control you and blah, 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 until money's thrown out there. Then they don't care. Government can do whatever they want as long as they're paying them, you know. But it's like there's so many people who don't want jobs now because they're milking it at home. You know, and it's like, guys, it's like the government's going to destroy you if you're not careful. Get a job.
And you got these people that I don't care. They're going to come damn. If they can get on disability and get paid for it, that's what they're going to do because they don't want to work.
Yep.
Some people are just plain ass lazy. Ooh, stretch.
Yeah, and people don't like that opinion, but I'll agree with you. I agree. I know people who have done that.
I've worked with people that get a job. You know, when they hired me, I hired on for a job. I didn't hire on to work. I thought, and I used to irritate me to get these people to say, "Well, that's not my job. That's not my job. Or this ain't my job." You know, they hire you to work here. You should be doing everything.
Yep. So Hector's looking to try to take a game of 8-ball down here. This is what, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this game 12. Second game of 8-ball in the second set. Shooting the 5 past the 13. Attempting to shoot the 5 past the 13. So far...
What's he got? 13?
Troy's got stripes.
Okay.
So, you know, I know Troy likes to play rotation, but he didn't play too well in that rotation set. So, yeah, oh boy.
Oh, he just played this set one.
Yeah, we might...
He's got 8 balls screwed up.
We might be seeing... We actually might be seeing the first sign that Troy might actually be a better 8-ball player than he is a 9-ball player. I love shooting matches like this because you really get to break down action, you know. Wait a second. Didn't he just shoot that ball? I could have sworn I just watched Troy shoot that ball that just tied up in front of the 8, didn't he? I'm confused.
I am too. I thought he played safety on it. Is this 9-ball match?
No, it's 10. No, it's 8-ball. I must have seen something. That's the 1 ball.
That's the 1 ball?
Yeah, so it looks like Troy must have shot a ball and just missed it and then wound up putting the 1 in front of it.
I thought it was a 9. I see what he done now.
Oh, look at this. What a roll.
I know what I'd do here.
Oh, yeah. Cue ball's got to go behind the 8.
And don't you have to wait? All you got to do is put the goddamn cue ball back up there in the center of the table. You can't make it, goddamn.
Well, but I mean, if you do that, though, he's got to jack up. He's got to barely tap the 1. Oh, are you saying bring the cue ball downtown?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
To me, it's harder to stop that cue ball behind that 8 just by doing that.
Yeah, you just skim the 1 right here and bring the cue ball back down behind the 5.
I was going to say, don't shoot.
I would have hit it even thinner than that.
It'd be a lot thinner and get the cue ball up here more. But I don't know if it'll bank now.
I don't know who won that game over there between Eric and BJ.
Find out.
6-3.
Okay.
Okay.
6-3.
Thank you. So Troy tries to go for the bank. Winds up making the ball, but doesn't help him. That doesn't help him any. it's interesting to see the differences in play here because these guys started about 45 minutes after Hector and Troy.
Yeah, because I think they had 4 games on when they started.
And there's only a 2-game difference.
Because there was two on that table
Yeah.
there when they started.
Yeah, and there's a 2-game difference. Ooh, Hector stroked that pretty good, actually. Shoot the 8 in the bottom right-hand corner. I don't think I'd shoot it in the side.
He'd be a good match for me.
What's that?
I think he'd be a good match for me.
What's stopping you?
I just go.
All you gotta do is walk out there and look at him and say, "I got next."
They're playing for money, aren't they?
Yeah, actually, I think they're playing for $20.
Yeah, because I don't play for money. You know that.
Just I don't know. Tell him you'll
I'll have to get him.
tell him you'll play for AARP. Nice shot. You got one of those buttons, don't you?
What button?
You're old enough now. One of them help me buttons.
I need help, all right. I definitely need help.
I know I'm gonna get me one of those help me buttons when I get older. I'm clumsy as hell.
Harry, right now, I'm happy with getting by with what I'm doing now at my age.
You know, it's one of those. Help me! I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that'd be me. I'm the guy who falls down the stairs. I need one of those. I would need one of those.
I'm happy to be still being able to do what I can do.
For sure, man. You're not 80 yet, right?
No, I got
You're
another 4 years yet.
76. Okay.
76 in July.
AJ, you opened a door to a comment there that I'm not going to say. I just want you to know that I've changed, and I'm not going to make any negative comments about what I could right now. I'm a changed man. I'm not going to say it on camera anyway. Wait till I see your ass. I'm going to say something though. Bradshaw shoots an early 9. Dan, Hector is someone that you could definitely lose to. We were talking about the fact that you like to lose to people the other day. Hector's definitely somebody you could lose to.
Who you talking to?
Hogan.
Oh.
He said I'll lose to anybody a couple days ago. Who's Hector? Well, he's a guy that you could lose to. I thought it was funny. Just so you're aware, Fritz thought it was funny too. So if two people think it was,
have something smart to say about that.
if two people think it was funny, there's a pretty good chance it was funny.
I tell you, the kid that impressed me down here that night was shooting a 9-ball that I thought was shooting really well. That's Danny Briggs.
Oh yeah, well all he does is play pool. He's got Ron Tickle's old 8-footer in his house.
Well, his biggest thing about it is too. He told me, he says, what's made the difference? He says, when I start playing the tournament, he says, if I don't drink, I'm all right. If I start drinking, then I'm in trouble.
That's what he told me too. He said, man, it's amazing what happens when you don't. He said when you don't get trashed, because he was drinking a little bit, but he's like, I didn't get as drunk as I normally get.
So I told him, I said, so this means when we go down to state, that I'm your babysitter to make sure you don't get drunk.
There you go.
And same way with a couple other guys. Don't let them get drunk. I don't care. Drink a beer or two.
Well, that's the big thing that I told the guys from the Stumble one night. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. John's a great dude. John's paid my entry into those tournaments for years and years and years. But I told him, I told him one day, I'm like, guys, what do you get so drunk for? You know, and he mentioned, he's like, well, we like to have a good time, and I'm like, I have a good time with you guys, and I don't got to get drunk. Like, I'm like, why are we coming to these tournaments and getting so drunk that we can't perform? I'm not saying don't drink, but it's like, man, some of them look out.
Start throwing shots down.
Holy
Shit
smokes, man! I mean, these guys are seasoned drinkers. they're seasoned. But I mean, John don't really drink a whole lot anymore, and his game shows it. He's 5 times the player that he was 5 years ago. Oh yeah, definitely. I love John's game now.
John always was a pretty good player.
I agree. I mean, he's really stepped it up just within the last couple of years. He's hitting the ball pretty solid. One thing that I would like to see out of the garage is, and I mean, it's really one of the reasons why we started the stream channel was to watch improvement in players. But like, there's some people that come in here. I was just having this conversation with Troy this morning, and I said last night someone called it the Troy Show on Facebook because he's in here a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you know what? First things first. You're here. Where's he? What's stopping him from coming in here?
Yeah.
Not us, you know? But then, most importantly, it's like when we first started this, Troy was in here all the time. And then the same negative comments started coming from multiple people. We don't want to watch this guy play. This guy's not good, you know, whatever the case is. But a big part of the reason why we got away from him wasn't his ability. It was what he was doing off of the table. He's changed, so he's back in here playing. But here's the truth. Troy is a guy that I know will play absolutely anybody. He don't care how bad he's supposed to get beat. And I actually don't mind that in here because I told him, I said, let's say you play 60 matches from April to April. There's a chance right now that if you don't get better this whole year, you might win 5 and lose 55 of those. But now, from April 2022 to April 2023, what people are going to like to see is the fact that if you shoot 60 more matches, now all of a sudden you won 15 and you lost 35. Now you're winning 20 and you've only lost 30. Now you're getting to that point where people are like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, this guy don't play bad. When just a couple years ago you were getting booed off the stage. You know?
I can tell you two players around here that I know what they used to shoot like. I know what they're shooting like now.
Mm-hmm. A good example is Rob Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
Rob's made the comment to me before, oh man, I'm getting back into it. And it's like, Rob, you play just as good now as you did then. Everybody else is better.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Difference.
I agree with you.
Difference. You can't beat some of the people that you used to beat so handily. You quit. You disappeared. These guys didn't quit. They got better.
Get your mic on.
Yeah, I know.
Is it on?
Yeah.
And, you know, Rob, I think Rob gets a big hit on it sometimes.
Oh, doesn't everybody? I mean, to an extent, when you're playing real good, doesn't everybody?
Well,
even if it's just ever so small.
Did sometimes.
Sometimes I still do. I'm not.
You living up to it though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's going to come a time too where, you know, I mean, he's playing a lot of pool. Who knows where he's going to go with it? I don't know. He hasn't, Rob hasn't been to a big tournament. I'm sorry, he hasn't been to a big tournament in a long time. But who's to say he's not planning for that? You know, I don't know.
He's got the capabilities.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt. I mean, he went to. I was there. He went to Leisure Time in Moline. It's been a number of years ago. But, I mean, he got second place. I mean, you go into the Quad Cities.
Do you ever remember me telling you one time about pool, when you're playing pool by playing that, I said try to keep the game just as simple as possible.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And it made a difference, okay?
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what I feel grateful for now. Like, I mean, I tell people the same thing, but it's like the big thing for me is I tell them, like, you guys know that if I'm in a tight spot, I can move the cue ball, but I don't have to. If I don't have to do that, why do it? There's no reason to do it. Don't do it.
Don't be trying to go around 3 rails for sheep when you can do it and just get a lot simpler shot.
That's just what it is. I'm as strong of a player as I am because I keep it simple.
Yes.
Like that, people are like, "Oh, you make it look so easy," and I'm like, "It's not easy. It's just you have a range of ability. You only pick out certain things in your ability when you need it." I've been telling Eric Bradshaw, we played a race to 50 at the Quick Wash about 2 weeks ago. And I beat him 50-13. And I looked at him and I go, "Let me ask you a question." Okay, what? How many times you pull out your jump cue in that match? I don't know. 16. How many times you make a ball? I don't know. None.
You know, there's something right there. You just brought that up about jump sticks. You know, I've never learned how to use a jump stick. I've tried it a couple times and I just screw it up every time.
Well,
but you know, I could probably make more shots by kicking the shots than I can by jumping.
Eric had made the comment, "Well, yeah, but I'm really comfortable jumping." And I said, "Your statistics prove otherwise. You've jumped a ball 16 times and you haven't made it one time."
You've hit the ball, but you ain't made it.
Maybe not. Out of those 16 times, he's probably fallen 12 of them. So then I asked him, "So let me ask you another question based on that." And I said, "Yes, I know I'm a better player than you. We just shot 63 games. How many times did I pull out my jump stick? You played safe. How many times did I pull it out?"
How many times have you ever seen a guy with a ball standard sitting in a pocket? And the first thing you do is pull out a jump stick. And 9 times out of 10, if you do hit the ball right, 9 times out of 10, that cue ball goes off the goddamn table.
And then too, I said, "Do you know how many times I pulled that out?" And he goes, "No." And I said, "Twice." And I said, "Do you know how many times I made the ball?" "No." "Twice." And I go, "I can do it, but I don't want to do it. I would rather kick at a ball. I'm leaving the ball on the table. I'm not having to worry about the ball going in the air or anything like that." And I said, "You go to that jump cue because you don't know how to kick. You got to learn to kick at a ball, man. And then when the jump shot arises, once you exhaust your options and you play your percentages, you know what? This ball is right in the pocket. I only have to jump. Like if I've got a cue ball that's just 6 inches from an object ball, I don't have to jump it the whole length of the table to try to make contact with it. All I got to do is get over the ball. If I get over the ball's going to roll and I'm going to make it." I'm like, but here you are. You're trying to slam this ball so hard. You're trying to hit that ball that's sitting in the pocket in the air. You're trying to land right on top of it.
Yep.
Like
exactly.
someone like me who plays like I do, I'm thinking one thing: just get over the ball. If I get over the ball, I'm making that ball. I don't care if it bounces all the way down there. I'm going to make contact with it and I'm going to make it. You know? But I told him, I'm like, I played you tight. You want to know why I played so many saves? Because I knew you were going to pull out your jump cue. I knew you were going to give me ball in hand. You weren't going to try to kick at it. You were going to try to go over it. And even though you feel comfortable jumping a ball, you're not a good jumper. So you need to get on your own table and you need to start practicing your jump shots.
I see more guys try to jump over. Even if you got to try to go over the edge of the ball, I see guys trying to jump over it instead of just using a little masse on the ball.
I do not like to masse at all. Don't I would prefer to jump a ball. I can stay in the center part of the ball. Even with a jump shots, you're still in the middle of the ball.
I've always been comfortable with masses.
Well, you're an old school player. There were no jump cues.
Yeah, you're right.
You had to learn how to do that. I came into the generation with jump cues.
And the guys I ever seen jump a ball, they used a full length stick to do it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I remember the classic line of Earl Strickland. Fucking, I just jumped the ball with a goddamn Mucci. You're here with these little pussy sticks, and I just jump in full Q, making the game too easy.
And they come out with the jump sticks was just to make money.
Well, yes and no. I mean, jump cues really were an advancement in the game. I mean, they were to make money, but one thing, I can't jump with a full piece cue very well, like a full piece shooting cue. But what I can do, I can jump with my break cue.
So it's got a hard tip on it.
Yep. If I switch to that harder tip, there are times where I'll actually go to my break cue now. When I have to jump over an eighth of a ball, like you said, you'd mass say it. I just go to my break cue because all I got to do is just jack up just a little bit. The tip's so hard, the cue ball is going to go in the air. I'm going to jump over the eighth of that ball. Now I don't have to go to the left or the right to maneuver around the ball.
Another thing about a mass ace too is you better know the table when you do mass ace. Because I found out you can take a table with a small cloth on it, and you go into playing on a bar table with a nappy cloth. That nappy cloth will take and move that ball more than the small cloth will. I'll guarantee you that.
You're right. There's a lot more grab.
I mass tabled one the other day, and I never even let it go through my head that I was on a nappy table. And when I shot that goddamn thing, the goddamn ball took off and just didn't even come close to a ball.
Yeah.
Whoops.
You bring up another valid point, man. That's the cloth itself. People don't understand the conditions of a pool table, and that's the big thing. You know, when you're playing a good player, 9 times out of 10, you might be fully capable of doing the same things that they are. They just have more knowledge than you. Mm-hmm. Like you know, for you, you would prefer to masse a ball. But you got more knowledge in that department than I do. You've missed more shots than with massing a ball than I've even taken massing a ball.
Probably.
That's more knowledge for you. Now, you flip that. I've missed more jump shots than you've attempted. I'm probably a better jumper than you.
I don't jump at all.
Right. I mean, I've shot thousands of jump shots in my career. You might have only shot 100.
I'll tell you what I've been having trouble lately. It's usually if I got to kick off a rail to hit a ball. For some reason or another, I'm not reading it very good. I'm just terrible at that anymore.
You sure it's not that old backhand of yours?
It could be.
You putting spin on that ball?
I've been trying to work on it, though.
Yeah, you've been working on it for 15 years, Fritz. Every time you come to me in that bowling alley, your first words were, I think I'm rolling my wrist again.
Yeah, and that's just a bad habit of mine. And I know it when I do it. I can feel it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What I found out is my biggest thing now is when I roll my wrist is when I'm trying to shoot a ball and I'm overshooting it, trying to shoot it hard for shape to get back down to the table. And that's when I'm doing it. Just got a tendency to tighten up and roll that wrist.
Yeah, I tell myself every time I get down to shoot a ball, don't tighten up. Especially when I'm kicking at a ball. All right, I have to hit here. If I don't hit here, I'm not going to hit the ball. All right, so we've got 9-4 on one table. And I don't know if Hector forgot to move his thing or not, but I've got 9-4 on this thing, but I've got 8-4 up top. So I'm not sure. I'm going to keep the score the way that it is. But looks like, yeah. We're using the beads up there. Yep, there's a nice jump shot right there. Great jump shot. Well, there's a ball down. I've been talking with a bunch of players lately about the bar table break, especially in here. The where I used to break, you know, I mean, we grew up on 9 foot. You know, 9 foot where I used to break 8 ball was what I called a rectangle. It'd be From the bottom right-hand corner would be a diamond in and 2 diamonds up, making a rectangle there. And I used to break head on, blast them, and balls would go in, wouldn't have a problem. Oh, about the last 2 years or so, no joke, I bet I got a pretty good 70% dry break ratio the last 2 years. That has been brutal. It's been so brutal. So finally, about a month ago, I came in here and I did a little test. It took me 3 days, but I broke 600 times. I broke 300 from the spot that I always broke from, and then I moved just to the middle of the table because I was just curious. So I put the cue ball right in the middle of the table, and then I just offset it like a ball. I just rotated it a ball right because I don't believe in breaking head on. Give me a little angle. For some reason, there's something about breaking head on I don't like.
No, I don't either.
So I give me a little angle, and I broke 300 times from my original spot, and I broke 300 times from my other spot. 300 times from my original spot where I broke on a 9-footer, I made a ball 98 times out of 300.
Jesus.
I am dry breaking right around 67%,
Right.
68%. I moved to the center and I broke 300 times. I made a ball 188 times. Almost double.
Like on these tables,
Over double.
If I come straight off this diamond up to the second diamond cross, I will not make a ball.
Mm-hmm.
But if I come over to the between these 2 diamonds and straight up diamond, then I'll start making balls.
So Rob was in here playing.
And I get a good layout on the table.
Yep.
And the trouble is, if you don't make anything here,
oh,
if you're playing against
without a
players,
doubt. Yep, you're out. Yeah. What Rob was in here playing Jacob Williams the other night, and he was dry breaking. They were playing winter break, and he was dry breaking up a storm. And I asked him what they were playing for, and he said, "Oh, they're not playing for anything." I said, "All right." I said, "You're breaking from the same spot I used to." And I go, "Just so you know, you got a 70% chance of dry breaking." How do you know that? Because I did it 300 times.
And the only reason I ever broke from here,
Nice shot, Troy. Good
years
save.
ago, off of the second diamond, into the second ball, tight in there.
Snap the 8.
Snap the 8 aside.
Snap the 8.
The trouble is,
now that doesn't count anymore,
then
really.
You usually got the cue ball here in the back of the goddamn table and don't have a shot half the time.
Yep. So I told him, I'm like, Rob, move to the middle of the table. What? Trust me. Move to the middle of the table. I'm not sure if he dry broke again. He might, if he did, I feel like he might have dry broke twice. But I mean, going into that,
I mean, you're gonna have some dry breaks.
Yeah, you're not gonna hit them all great.
But you'd like to get your percentages up a little bit.
But I mean, yeah, man, that went. I mean, I almost increased 33% going to the middle.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now I'm dry breaking 70%. Now I'm almost making a ball 70% of the time. That's a total swing. Just going to the middle of the table. I told myself I'll never break from the freaking side ever again. Or from my normal spot, not on a bar table.
The only time you'll ever see me come back over here and break, and that's if I'm playing against somebody I know that's a hell of a lot better than I am, and I'm going to leave him a bad setup.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'll go to the corner. I actually have a really good second ball break. I'll go over to the corner and break second ball. I just don't like to do it.
Yeah.
I don't like to let the cue ball move around. That's how it gets kicked and scratches. I got better chances of just parking it. And then if a ball comes and smokes it, well, a ball comes and smokes it. What do you do? Oh, Troy.
I'll scratch every now and then side breaking, but it's usually because I'm not hitting the ball solid when I hit the front ball. It's because I'm hitting it just off the side a little bit, and it just shoots right over into the goddamn side pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But you go into these places and you play on different tables, and every goddamn table breaks a little different.
Yep. I agree. So it looks like Hector's going to shoot this past the 8. I wouldn't shoot it past the 8. I'd go the other way. Yep.
Yep. I would do.
And put high on it and just go after the 2-ball. I mean, people don't like to shoot balls past side pockets. I still don't like to shoot a ball past the side pocket, but sometimes you got to.
Yeah.
I don't want to move the 8 out of the corner pocket. Now he missed it.
He was worried.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think I just saw him point like I should have done it that way, and I completely disagree. I think he shot it right. I just think he missed it.
They probably had in his head said, "Don't get it close to the side pocket and catch a tit on the way."
Yep, that's exactly it. You don't want to do that. So Troy is closing the gap here, playing some 8-ball. Back to within 4.
3. If that's right.
Well,
oh, I'm on the wrong table. Excuse me.
Wrong table. Oh, I got text messages.
I get text messages from people I don't even have no idea who the hell they are. You get a lot of them? Break? Yeah, taking a break.
Oh, they are taking a break? Good deal. When was this? 5 minutes ago. Check the score. Okay, so it seems to be maybe the score is 7-5 and not 8-5. I don't know. Let's zoom in on the action over here on Eric's table. And yeah, let's see, 5, 6. That looks like 7. So I might be off a game. So is the score 7-4 or is it 7-5? I can't see Eric's coin over here at all. Oh, don't move yet, waiting, because you're right over here. Now go ahead. Oh, 7-6.
7-6.
7-6. I flip-flopped a game. That tell you what, this alternate break, it's tough to when you got two games going and they're both going alternate break. It's kind of difficult to keep track of the score if you're not paying super close attention. I will say this: it looks like Eric's improving his game if he's hanging around with BJ's score 7-6.
Yeah. Oh, did you drift too much? I think he's got room.
Oh, he's got plenty of room. Problem is, though, he's going to have to do something special for the 8-ball.
Yep.
See, that kid, when I watch him play sometimes, I've been with him for a year, and sometimes I just want to pick him up, throw him through a glass window. Like, I want you to think, well, I mean, just look at what just happened. He's pretty well straight in.
Yeah.
He just fires at the ball. He doesn't look at it. He doesn't plan his English or anything. Within 7 seconds, he's already down and fired the ball and missed it by a landslide. And I keep telling him that, Eric, when you have a difficult shot, take your time and look it over. When you have any shot, for one. But when you're almost straight in like that, I wouldn't just get down and fire at a ball. You got to be crazy to do that. You know, and now look what happens. He's stuck. He's already got the jump cue in his hand. Like I said, he doesn't even look at the kick shot. He just, oh, it's a jump shot. Oh, it's a jump shot. And it's because of this right here. He's got a small chance of shooting that in the side pocket and making it. He's sacrificing the shape. That's what it's for. He doesn't make it. Leaves the cue ball wide open. I'm not saying it's a wrong shot, but, you know, when I have the conversation with him of you shot 16 times, fouled 12 of those 16 times, and didn't make a ball the other 4 times. Why are you going to your jump stick?
True.
You got to play the percentages. You know, this game is all about percentages.
Sometimes you're better off to try to just get a kick shot and just try to make enough contact the ball to play kind of safety. But there was no way he's going to play safety.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. And in that case, I'm not saying that the jump shot was the wrong shot, by any means. But it's just an example. Like, as soon as it was there, he didn't even look at it. Just grabbed the cue. Just grabbed the jump stick. And it's like, man, it's like, what are you doing?
He should be out.
Yes, definitely. 4 to the 1, 8 in the top right, and then we'll get back to the double cameras here. But Hector just accidentally made 2 balls in 1 shot. Whoa, BJ fired at that one.
You got to watch it when you shoot them balls that thin, man. They take off on you.
Yep. See, I just tapped this ball. Yep, that's exactly what I would have done. But I would have put it more
towards the pocket.
Yeah, well, I would have put the 1 closer to the pocket, but I put the cue ball further down here. Because now he's just going to play safe and send the cue ball up. Unless if he scratches.
He was just trying to make it. He wasn't even playing it safe.
I would argue that he was doing both. Because that's one thing that we do talk about a lot is, dude, if you are going to try to bank a ball, you better make sure that cue ball's going somewhere. You know, like it lists here, it's okay to try and make it as long as you're not leaving him anything, you know. But it could be either or. He could have just been trying to make it, but I tell him that so much, but it's the same thing with a jump cue too, so I don't know what he listens to and what he doesn't listen to. So. 8-6 over here.
I think some guys, they just get down, shoot too quick. They don't think out their shot.
8-6 over here. Back to the double action.
But I always think it too. You got these guys, as long as they're playing and they keep playing, they're playing a lot, they'll get better. It just takes some guys longer than others. I can remember some of these guys that started playing couldn't even hardly hold the cue right.
As I raise my hand.
But you worked on your game a lot.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You studied the game. You got your books, read books, done everything.
Hold on 1 second here. Did I just goof that? Oh no, BJ won that game. That's what it is. I didn't change the score. Wait, they're switching back. Hold on a second. I'm confused. It is so tough for people going alternate break. Is it score 9-6? 8-6. 8-6. In my break. I break the odds because I'm on the line. So this is the first game of the second set. No, last game of the second set, maybe. Oh, you started with 9. You started with 8. Yeah. First 5 games. So scores 8-5. 8-6. I'm right then. It scores 8-6. But no, yeah, you're right. I did. That's what I tell people. I get so many people that come to me and they say, you know, study the game or you know, or what'd you do to get better? And I'm like, I didn't play pool with anybody for one. How many times was in that bowling alley for 7 hours by myself?
Yeah, usually they're a lot.
By myself. And then someone would come in, you want to play a game? No. No, I don't. It's the sacrifices you got to make, though.
That was at the time when you just learned. Somebody come in and ask you if I wanted to play. It would have been somebody that I knew that was good, that I was going to learn something from and work on stuff that I've been working on.
Well, I mean, there was a bunch of years there where I despised you because I couldn't beat you.
You did?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I would, I would lock up, man. You had my number for years. I just, I remember the first time you came out to that bowling alley and I beat you in one of them Friday night tournaments. Oh, man, you have no idea how ecstatic I was because I'm not sure if I'd ever beaten you in my life. Ever.
You remember the guy? I can't remember what the hell his name was. He was an older guy that used to come out there and play in the Friday night tournaments every now and then. And he wasn't a real bad shot, but I was playing him one day down there, and I was tied up on my ball, and I had no way to kick at it. And the only shot I had at it was a three railer. And when I shot the three railer, the ball had to be kicked in at just a little bit of an angle to get it to go in the corner pocket. And I called the ball, and I just shot it, and I shot it nice and easy. Just get it around where it hit the ball, and it hit it hard enough to go in. And I made that sucker. And my 8-ball was sitting on the reel, and the cue ball rolled right up on the reel where I was straight at the 8. And the guy never come back and played again after that. He never come back
I'm
at
trying to
all.
think of an older guy. There's been a couple
guy.
old.
I was
Oh,
trying
a
to
young
think.
guy.
He
Or is he younger than you?
younger than me.
Okay.
He was
Well,
probably
9/10 of Pontiac's
probably
younger than
40
you.
years old, maybe, if that old.
Hmm.
And he never come back and played again.
Is he a skinny guy?
Yeah, he's kind of on the thin side.
If
He's a real nice guy.
yeah, you know, this is the crazy part. No joke. If it's the same guy, he died.
He could have, because I haven't seen him for a long time.
He died. He was in an automobile accident. Died. Left 3 kids.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yep. Yep. I don't remember his name, but if it's the same guy, that's the description you're giving me. Is that guy? Yeah. Passed away. Don't worry, Fritz. It wasn't because he was scared of you.
No, he wasn't scared of me. But he just never come back and played again.
Yeah.
But I've always done pretty good in those tournaments. I mean, he worked for a bunch of money.
No, they're $5, you know, and I mean, but they were so good. They were so good for me because I didn't play anybody throughout the week, and then by the time we got to Friday, it was like, all right, how much better have I gotten? That was a good test.
I knew you'd get
for
better.
a long time. But I mean, we had really good. Nice try, Troy. We had really good opportunities, you know, for a long time there. I mean, even Josh.
Josh
When I first got in there, though, Josh was someone that I couldn't beat.
You couldn't beat Josh back then.
Grenades. When I first started, I couldn't beat anybody. I mean, it was me and Nathan. I mean, just I guess I shouldn't say that. The only guy I could beat was Nate. That's because I started shooting pool with Nate. I taught Nate stuff when I shouldn't have been teaching Nate anything.
Better now. He used to.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, yeah, back then on those 9-footers, and I couldn't. JD'd come in. JD was better than Josh. And Josh played pool more than JD.
Josh used to get some goddamn. He'd never say nothing, but you can always tell. He'd always get mad at me because I'd always tell him to pull. I said, JD is better than you.
Yeah, that chap his ass.
JD never worked at the game bowl. JD could have been a hell of a bowler.
All right, so I'm just watching. Yeah, so I'm trying to see if Hector's adding his score up right because I should technically have it at 10-5, and he just moved his bead to 9-5. So he's not saying anything. So I've been wrong about 9 times on the score here lately, so I'm assuming this is the 10th time that I've been wrong. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as is.
And you got Fritz in here distracting you.
No, I like this, man. I like this. We normally stay steady between like 5 to 15 people, and I've gotten compliments. You know, it's one thing to call the action, but when you got 2 people in here that are just talking pool, it's just, you never know when you might learn something. You know, I mean, we've gone through the break. We've gone through the magic rack. You know, we're talking about
because
past experiences and things.
I turn my phone on and I see this game going on down there. If nobody's talking,
you don't watch it.
I don't watch it very long.
You don't watch it. Yeah. Just about listening, you know. And I mean, you've been up and down the road way more than I have in your life. But, I mean, for 15, 16 years of playing pool, I've been up and down the road a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you never know when you just might catch somebody in a booth that you learn something from, you know.
Well, you can. I've always said you can learn a lot just by watching other people shoot if you watch.
Mm-hmm. What I would, oh, Eric just fouled. I just watched him tap that ball. Andy gave it to him. BJ wasn't looking. That's good.
That's where it should be.
Well, I tell you what, for the longest time, Eric argued with me on it, and I appreciate it, Mike. Eric argued with me on it, but that's something that Eric does a lot, tap that cue ball. And it's because he gets into it so fast. I've been training with him, trying to get him to bring that cue stick closer to the cue ball, because the only motion you should have going forward is contact of the cue ball forward. If I'm this far away, if I'm 6 inches from the cue ball, by the time I stroke it, I'm still here. I haven't even hit the cue ball yet.
Yeah.
I've got forward motion, so now by the time I get to the ball, say I'm trying to draw the ball, I run out of stroke. Ball doesn't go back anywhere. I can't do anything. I know BJ just won that game. So it scores 10-6 on that other table. They have made up at this point 45 minutes of play because they've played the same amount of games. Actually, as a matter of fact, BJ and Eric have now played more games than Troy and Hector have, and Troy and Hector started about 40 minutes before them.
And the reason is one table is thinking about their shot before they shoot it, where one table's not thinking as long on their shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's about what it amounts to.
Yep. When I first started this, I tried. There's a player in Joliet that I just love to watch him play, and very unfortunately, I might not ever get to play him again because he moved. He moved to Canada. A smart guy. Don't get me wrong. Gets out of the United States, but his name's Justin Perales, and boy, that boy hit the daylights out of a ball, man. Just so smooth.
I love it. You get those videos on your phone, with Reyes and them guys playing.
Mm-hmm,
I love to watch them guys shoot. Some of the shots they shoot just fascinate me.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
This guy, well, what I tried to do, and he told me he would, he just never got around to it. I asked him one day if he would be willing to come here and just commentate some matches with me, just get in his head. Such a good player. And I mean, I actually was doing it for me. I wanted to hear what he had to say. So, being in here and, I've been there, I've won my titles, and all that, but that don't mean I'm the best damn pool player that's going to be in this booth. You know what I mean? And that doesn't have to be either.
I always look at it this way. I don't care how good you are playing pool, or doing this or doing something else. There's always somebody out there that can beat you.
Uh-huh.
Sooner or later, there's somebody out there that's going to beat you.
My dad told me when I first started playing this game, looked right at me, quote, "Don't you ever get a fucking attitude because there's always somebody better than you."
Yeah. Exactly.
I've never forgotten that.
He's right.
Probably because he threw the F word in the quote. That's probably why I don't forget it. But I mean, just the power in that. No matter how good you get, there's going to be somebody. It might only be for 15 minutes, but in that 15 minutes, are you betting $1 million? Guess what? That guy's better than you for 15 minutes. Might not ever beat you again, but he beat you that one time.
That's like, we got a guy playing with us on Monday nights. Terry.
Was this Terry Gardner from Bloomington?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Farm City.
Oh, it's further away. But
yeah,
he messaged me. He shoots it. He used to shoot in Anthony Schultz's Thursday night.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's got a table when he shoots. And he likes the game. I've tried to help him out on a few things.
BJ, you should have rolled that
He
ball.
would never play safeties. And I finally got him playing safeties. And I says, and there's certain shots that he would not shoot. I said, why don't you shoot them? He said, well, I can't make them. I says,
how do you know that? You won't shoot it.
That's it. I says, even though you miss a shot and you're not comfortable with this shot, I says, you gotta keep shooting it until you get it down pat.
Yep. Just like I said earlier, shoot the right shot.
Yeah.
Who cares if it's a harder shot? Shoot the right one, because eventually it's gonna go in.
Because he started playing with us, he would never play a safety. And finally, I'd go to the table, and I'd go like this. I'd say, call timeout. I said, what are you doing? I said, this is a shot. I says, you got this here tied up, that tied up. And I says, right now is when you need to play a safety. He says, well, I usually don't play safeties.
What's your win-loss record look like?
I says, you got to start.
You got to.
Yeah, since he started going to playing, he plays at North Bloomington too. He says he started playing more safeties down there now. And he says he found out he's winning more games because of it.
This game is a game of evolution, and it's so amazing. You know, when I came in to the town and I started playing pool, the players, I would say about aged at that time, if you were under 40, you played safe. If you were over 40, you didn't even touch a safety because that was squirrel pool. That was
in this town, yes.
Yep, there was something magically against playing a defensive shot. I mean, I remember I was talking to Felix Salinas one night in a bowling alley, and he was talking a little bit of shit, and I finally told him, I said, Felix, I tell you what, I will go out there right now and I will bowl you one game for $100. And he kind of looked at me and he goes, well, all right, let's go. I said, but there's a condition to that. And he goes, what's that? And I said, when we're done, and I give you that $100, you got to come with me in here and we'll shoot a race to 9 for $500.
He went to
and he kind of looked at me and he goes, you ain't gonna beat me playing pool either.
Oh,
and no, this was quite. I might have been a losing bet. It might have been a losing bet. This was years ago. I wasn't anywhere near where I am now. But I'd played pool so much more, and I took this into consideration too.
I've seen him play pool.
I took this into consideration. You guys played all those leagues for all those years on an 8-foot table. I was used to playing on a 9-footer. So I took that into consideration when I threw that out there. Buddy, you ain't used to playing this far away. So I took all of it into consideration. And did he do it? No, he did not do it. He didn't do it. But at the same time, it's like, man, it's like you sit there and you run your mouth. I remember a story you told me once that you were playing him in league and you drew his name out of that hat. And he kept sitting there eye-fucking you the whole day.
Yeah.
And then you beat his ass.
We thought of Scotty's when my brother-in-law had the bar at Bakes. And I'm sitting there, and usually on Sundays, I never went over and see who I was shooting a lot of times. Because I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept, every time I'd look up, this Felix would be on the other side of the bar, and he'd just be sitting back there, just fucking staring at me. What the fuck? I said, and after about the third time, I thought, he's got to be my first fucking match. He walked over, looked at the sheet, and he was. He was my first match. And he had his cowboy hat with him. Had that cowboy hat on. He goes and takes his cowboy hat off, puts it on the other fucking table that was sitting there. And he's sitting there, he gets his fucking cue out, and he's going like this, chalking it up, and he's just sitting there fucking going like this, staring at me. I had to break. I broke and run the fucking table on him. He didn't get a shot.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, the reason why he started talking crap to me, and he looked right at me, he goes, oh, you're one of them kids that play that squirrel shit. And I looked at him, and I said, and the argument was, because I knew he was a big Cowboy fan, always been a Cowboys fan. And I looked at him, and I said, Felix, let me ask you a question. I said, I'm going to relate pool to something different. So you drive that big-ass truck with the big old star. And I said, I know you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. You have been probably your whole life. And he goes, what's your point? And I said, what would football be without defense? And he sat there and he goes, what's that have to do with anything? I said, answer the question. What would football be without defense? And he goes, it'd be a game of catch. And I said, you're absolutely right. It'd be a bunch of people running around and playing catch with each other. That's exactly what it is. I said, now, is that a game? No, it's catch. And I said, and why is pool any different?
Exactly.
And I said, if I'm not allowed to play a defensive position to try to better myself and win in a game, what's it become? A battle of running around shooting balls. That's all it is.
You know why the fuck people in this town got to learning how to fucking play safeties because the fucking guys
Trader
come over here and fucking played. They were playing safeties, and these fucking guys are just going fucking berserk over it.
No, Dean Wengluski, Casey,
Yeah,
Holloway,
yeah.
all of them coming over here, and without them, this game still literally might be stuck 15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people would play safe, but not to the extent that they play it now. Because, oh man, that's true.
Yeah, yeah, them guys changed the fucking game here in town. I'll guarantee you that. And I never had a fucking problem with it. Never had a problem with it. You know what it made me do? Playing safe when I had to.
Well, it changed the game. But I mean, here's the real bink though. Who was the dude that said playing safe is for pansies? Like, really think about that.
Fuck, there's so many of them.
True, but no, let's think. Where would this come from? Because all this really tells me is that people didn't watch professional pool.
No, they didn't.
Back in 1980, Efren Reyes, Earl Strickland, Mike Siegel, all these guys who are beating the holy crap out of each other are playing 3-rail safes. And now you got these people in these bars all playing safe is for pussies. What? Do you not even watch pool, bro? Like, what are you talking about?
You know how many times I played a safety on somebody? I was trying to make a shot, but I knew if I missed the shot, he wasn't going to have it.
Oh, yeah.
It was a secondary shot. I wouldn't shoot the easier shot. I'd shoot the secondary shot.
You would tell me that back in that gentleman's league that you used to play. Yeah. Well, I played it. I played it in, I think, 2 years. But, I mean, yeah. What's wrong with a two-way shot? Oh, well, you missed that. No, I didn't. I took that ball on purpose. Because if I missed it, you're right. It wasn't going to leave you anything.
That's right.
But I was trying to make it. Look at my shape. If I made it, I'm fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of miss that league.
I hated that. I hated that fucking Sunday league.
Oh, the 9-man?
Yeah, I played in it, but I hated it.
Yeah. You know what though? I wonder if I could get people to play in a gentleman's league around here. No safes.
Oh, probably not much.
But you know what though?
The weaker players you could.
Well, but here's the thing though: even if you got a good player to play, all it would do is generate an argument.
That fucking gentleman's league, there was safeties playing them.
Oh yeah. Actual fucking yeah. Miss a ball, miscuing on purpose, just something that's just crazy.
You know, you got one of your fucking balls tied up against the 8 on the fucking rail, and you got a fucking shot, and you can't get it fucking. No way you can break it out. What are you gonna do? You're gonna take that fucking ball, miss it on purpose, and try to set it up where you can get a breakout.
Yep.
If the guy wants to shoot the fucking ball in the pocket and give you a ball in hand.
And actually, you know who was really good at that was Carl Andrews. That guy, I don't know how many times that I look back on it, I watch him call a 4-rail bank. The ball comes nowhere close. Missed the ball on purpose. Calls a 4-rail bank. Yeah, I'm going to bank it 4 rails in the corner. So he calls an offensive shot. So everybody thinks that he's going offensive. The ball don't even get 3 rails, and it dies down somewhere down table. Why? Because there's a breakout down there that he's got to get to. Smart pool.
The only rule they had in that goddamn Sunday league, which I thought was ridiculous, is they played the 3-foul rule. If you foul 3 times in a row, you lose a game. Mm-hmm. And I never agreed with that.
You know that's actually a thing now? It wasn't a thing. It's actually a thing in the professionals now when they play 8-ball. There is a 3-foul rule in 8-ball.
I noticed that, you know, you go to some tournaments, they say there's no 3-foul rule.
Uh-huh. Well, that's a 9-ball most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time they always ask that. Because in 8-ball, well, for the longest time, there never was.
That kid of mine, he used to fucking win more goddamn games at the 3-foul rule.
Well, a lot of it.
I see when you got guys that don't have any idea how to kick off a goddamn
yep,
reel
that's
to hit
it.
a ball.
I remember the first time I lost the 3-foul rule. I was playing, his name's John. He was at Ride the 9, regular at Ride the 9. John Woods.
John was that guy's name I was talking about that come in there that I played.
Oh, was it? I don't know.
3-railer on. John, that's what his name was. But I don't know what his last name was.
But John Woods, older guy, a guy that I didn't agree with. He was he would give lessons in Ride the Nine, and that guy was not a good pool player. He had no business giving pool lessons.
He was doing it to make money.
Well, I mean, if people buy it, why not sell it? You know, whatever the case is. But I remember Ride the Nine tournament, one of my very first ones. I was so angry. I knew the rules. I wasn't necessarily mad that he did it. Did he make it? Oh, I thought he made it. I wasn't necessarily mad that he did it as much as mad that it happened. Because the balls I was giving him ball and hand on were like one rail kicks. All I got to do, I don't know if you've ever heard of the triangle, the rubber band triangle trick before. But if you got 2 middle points of a ball, you should be able to take a rubber band, stretch it to the cue ball, as long as they're right next to each other, and then take the middle point and pull it to the end rail. There's a triangle that you got to take.
Yeah.
I would miss it by this far, Fritz. I would miss it. I would miss that sumbitch by 6 inches. 6 inches. And I'd be like, "What are you doing? Like this is terrible." I wouldn't know what to do. I gotta go check BJ's score. I know this one's right. Whoops, oh, it's 11. Sorry, not 7. Oh, not 111. I know this one's right, but I gotta go check the other one really quick. Oh, okay. 11 to 8. Yeah, I knew I missed a couple games. I was talking to you. I was just trying my best to keep track of that one. But score over here is 11 to 8. $11 to 8 in favor of BJ. And the score is right.
BJ be winning that by a lot.
You know, I would agree. But I have also noticed that BJ is missing quite a lot of balls. And guess what? Eric just gave ball in hand again, going to a jump cue. Are you surprised? I'm not. Love you, kid, but you got a lot of work to do with that little itty bitty cue. So they're both playing 9-ball matches right now. Score's pretty similar.
So it's about a half hour, 45 minute difference in games.
Yeah. Yep, and I guess Hector doesn't know this yet, but Jim Doppler got a hold of me.
Doppler wants to play.
Doppler is going to probably be Hector's second opponent. He said since he drove this way, he wanted to try to find 2 matches. So Jim's probably going to play Hector.
If I'd brought my cue out of play. If I'd brought my cue out of play, I just need to practice.
Don't sit here and say you can't play. You're in this office right now, like 15 pool cues.
Better let Jim. Jim's already tested.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I didn't know he wanted 2 matches.
Oh, look at the 6. Oh, nope.
Didn't even make it.
Didn't make it there. Troy rattles the 2 ball. I think he's playing the combo. Yeah. He was trying to play the 5-6, which turned out okay.
I was surprised he done it. He went up the neck corner, wasn't he? Without scratching.
I'm not surprised about anything, Fritz. Nothing surprises me with that boy.
He's going to get ball in hand now with down the clock. The 6 is in the way.
Is it? No, it's got
maybe
it.
not.
Eric didn't have to hit the 6, but he did. You see, like that right there. Just to see how nonchalant he hit that. No thought process whatsoever. Now he's leaving himself the whole length of the table. A very missable shot. that he makes, good for him.
Yeah.
But how many times have we missed a ball like that? You know, I mean, it's just gotta be thinking a little more than that.
A good cheap there.
Yes, he did. Eric's staying close, 11-9. Tell you what, Eric's improved a whole lot. If he catches someone off of their game when Eric's on his game.
Well, I've always said this game is a game that if you're not on your game, I don't care who you're playing. If they're shooting good, they can beat you. Ooh.
Wow, that was almost bad.
Too much in the angle to get the 5 broke out there, ain't it? Is that 4 balls?
Yep. So you almost play the 7, or you play safe. You almost roll up, get the cue ball out here, and play the cue ball off the 5 into the 7. Or you play safe, you stick the 5 behind the 7. Oh, he tried to play the 4 off the 7. There's a good shot.
5's still screwed up.
Yeah, but that combination's a little easier now if Troy can get around to it.
Yeah. You should be able to get around to it.
You see, like, this is a shot here that I would tell Troy, you got to put high English on the ball. He went for that ball. You put high English on the ball, send the 4 ball 2 rails back down table, and you keep the cue ball behind the 7. It's a safety.
Yeah.
Now he might have gotten lucky and
If
made this
it-
combo easy
yeah.
peasy.
If the 5's not sitting right on the 7, he's going to be all right.
Yep.
Sitting there. That, he missed it. Look at the leave.
Sorry about that, guys. There was a discrepancy in a car alarm. Car alarm going off outside. Hopefully the scores are still right. Looks like Troy's getting ready to attempt a 7. Misses it. Gives Hector a chance to go up 6 games on him. Well, I'm starting to get a little hungry. We're hitting just past the 2 o'clock hour. Hector makes a nice shot to go up 12-6, and they're raced to 15. Appreciate everybody sitting here with us. Yeah, that was really weird.
What happened?
That's a good question. I'm not sure what
Like I said,
happened.
he was down on the eagle when I just walked in the door. That sucker's way behind.
Yeah, no, I feel like it stopped. It was weird. There was a flash, and then things quit. I don't know.
It's back now.
No, there's no viewers, so yeah, see, I got the circle of death on that.
Okay.
So it looks like we were kicked off of Facebook. Definitely kicked off of Facebook. I don't know what the deal with that was.